A bank is not in the money business. A bank is in the trust business. Have you ever wondered why most banks have blue?
How can you run 5 active businesses and still be a pastor? So your businesses are just... Noah Baalessanvu is a blockchain consultant, a cryptographer, and a cybersecurity forensics expert. But beyond technology, he is a business leader and a thinker. As a pastor, a husband, and a father, he believes that the strongest business systems are not just built on efficiency, but on integrity and purpose.
And the question I have is, when is the right time to put systems?
Ask yourself, what are the systems in my industry? When you don't have a systems is when you're getting all the phone calls. You're the one responsible for new markets, new business ideas. When you find that you're the one doing all these things, then you're lacking a system. I watch documentaries about car assembly, but then you go and realize people assembling the car, some of them are college dropouts. So how do you trust college dropouts to put together a marvel of engineering to perform consistently for 20 years? Because I teach business systems in School of Practical Business. One of the things I keep telling them is a company called Corning, which everyone in this room has, but you don't know. Their unique value proposition is that they could make cookware out of glass.
It's made of pyroceram, a remarkable new glass ceramic material with exciting new properties.
They were having a vision casting, and they're like, look, we can't make saucepans forever. And so one of the members of the team is like, there's this budding new industry that's coming up. I think we are well positioned to capture. And then the electric is like, hey, let's give him a chance. And see, this young man came up with a product and sold it like wildfire. So much so that industry changed the entire business's model from cooking cookware to that industry. You know what that industry is?
Hello, fearless business owners, and it is wonderful to be here with you once again this amazing morning. Glad that you were able to join us and glad that you could be tuned in because you're getting real value, I believe. I hope you've gathered your friends, your partners, your business community, the people that you're partnering with, you're doing business with, your suppliers, and that they are receiving this link and are already tuned in with you. Or maybe you've gathered some people around you who are in business as well, and you're watching this together because there's some real transformation taking place here at Fearless Business. In case you're joining us for the very first time, this is where we have conversations that will transform your business into a kingdom business. We're talking about biblical principles that are impactful for accelerating your business and moving it forward as you increase the level of impact that you're having within your community. And of course, as we say, please feel free to share with us your comments, your thoughts. What feedback are you getting? What responses are you getting as you're applying some of the principles that we have been discussing here? This is episode number 12. So there's 11 episodes before this one that are available for you, and you can go back to them after this show and just watch them, catch up with what we are doing. You can send us a WhatsApp message on the WhatsApp number that's on the screen. You can also send us a video, just giving a testimonial of what it is that you're experiencing. You can even ask us questions of some of the challenges and experience that you're having in your business, and we promise to address those conversations as we go along. As always, with me in studio this wonderful moment is none other than my co-host, the convener and visionary of the Fearless Business Show. And this is none other than Pastor Muriithi, Wanjau.
Come on. Great to be here. So happy to be here. Pastor CJ, this has been a blast. We've had an amazing time this month, and I'm glad to be here. Hope you guys are excited. I think this is going to be a fantastic show. And man, I love the comments we've been getting. I love the fact that people have been engaging. Keep engaging. I mean, even as you're on that YouTube page or wherever it is you're watching us, Spotify, wherever, just keep engaging. Just keep talking to us. Keep telling us what you're learning. Keep telling us what questions you have. We want to make sure that we include every single one of you. Yeah. And of course, we have an incredible guest.
Yes, who's been with us for a while.
Managed to keep for a whole month. Come on.
We held on to him and said, no, you cannot leave yet.
And now today we're going to be finding out the secret for how this guy can be with us and not me in Uganda running his many businesses.
That's true.
Pastor Noah, that's what we've called him. Wow. But Noah is actually a techpreneur. Yeah. That's what you call him. Although we call him a techpreneur, pastor. He basically owns multiple enterprises and very significant enterprises. He's a leader in the tech industry in East Africa, and it is such an honor to have him. He's also a pastor.
He is.
In addition to that, he happens to be a husband and a father, and how he does all that is what this show is about. You know, we're going to be learning from him. So welcome, Pastor Noah.
Thank you, Pastor M. Thank you, Pastor CJ, for the opportunity. It's always amazing being back in this place.
Yeah.
And the great conversations. Again, I can't stop thanking you enough for the honor and the privilege to share my story and the things that we are doing, and hopefully some business out there is getting transformed just by the stories we are sharing.
I think the honor is ours. The honor is all ours. That you give us this time, you'd come and just invest in us.
Wow.
We're really, really excited.
Thank
you know, we're looking forward to learning. I mean, first of all, the thing that's jazzing me here is, I mean, these are entrepreneurs in an entrepreneur show, and it's pastor. If you missed like
what's happening here?
3 episodes ago, if you watch 3 episodes ago, is when you're going to find out why entrepreneurs can have the title pastor.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is about. We're talking about kingdom business.
Oh, yes.
And the fact that God calls us not to have a Sunday faith and a Monday to Saturday business.
Yes.
This thing is integrated. It's one. That's what fearless business is about.
And it's really exciting because not too many episodes ago, we had Anthony Wahome here, and one of the things he helped us understand was the shift from, it's not about trying to infuse the kingdom into your business. It's about your business being about the business of the kingdom.
Yes.
And that's just something amazing.
Absolutely.
That God is about souls. He's passionate about people. He's passionate about community.
Yes.
And that's what our businesses are for.
And the Bible is the best manual for business.
It is.
You know, the best way to learn about how to thrive, succeed, that wealth without sorrow. Because we're talking about the fact that the world teaches us wealth.
Yeah.
But with attendant sorrow.
Yeah.
But the scriptures teach us wealth without sorrow for God's people. So if you are one of those who's like locked in, I'm like a kingdom entrepreneur, I don't want to learn the way of the world, try and run as fast as, you know what, it doesn't matter how fast you run in the rat race, you're still a rat. We're checking out of the rat race here, and we're saying we want to be different. We want to operate wealth without sorrow, we want to operate wealth God's way. Oh, yeah. And that's what kind of, today, I think there's been a lot of questions about how can you run like 5 active businesses and still be a pastor. So your businesses, just remind us, Pastor Noah. The first one, of course, is the security one.
Yes, there's the consulting business.
It's a consulting business.
Computer forensics consult.
Computer forensics consult. And that's cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
Helping guys avoid being hacked.
Yeah. Finding out after they've been hacked.
Who hacked them? But then this guy,
and why?
Sit down one day, buy him coffee, he has some
serious
stories about hackers from all over the world and how they attack systems and how these guys are those like,
it sounds
like his, by the way, honestly, he lives a life like a movie.
It sounds like those conversations that should be had in a dark room with a small light where you can barely make out the face.
That's why we can't tell you the stories here. We'd have to kill you if we told you. So that's number one. Cybersecurity is the first one.
Then
number
there's
2.
fintech, Binoso.
Fintech.
Yeah.
So basically you're heading into banking there. You're really financial, in the financial services.
I like that.
Number 3.
Then we have our advisory firm, the Savannah Advisory, which helps businesses think through their strategy and how to take up technology as part of your core business. So it's digital transformation, but helping businesses understand that technology is not just a nice add-on to have, but rather technology can drive your value proposition in the marketplace.
Yeah, and the technology is not just social media.
No, it's not laptops, it's not social media. Can you answer the question genuinely? Are you getting the maximum out of the technology in your business?
I love it. So consultancy.
So consultancy, helping you digitally transform your business.
Maybe there's someone who's watching this who needs to be signing you up immediately.
Yes.
What's the number 4?
So then after that, we have what we call Crypto Savannah. That is our dev shop, development shop, where we software building, which we build software for different industries. For the telecommunication space, Crypto Savannah is focused on 3 main business verticals. So it is blockchain, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things. Internet of Things, you can think like, I know in Kenya you have smart meters for water, smart meters for power. That's the industry we are in.
Wow.
And because the Internet of Things is now proliferating into different areas, agriculture and the likes. So that's what Crypto Savannah does.
Wow. And then there's
the computer forensics consult, I'm not there anymore. I still do cybersecurity consulting. So the 5 would be from the fintech, the advisory firm, the real estate, which is what I'm talking about, the real estate industry.
Real estate industry.
Yeah, so real estate, fractional investment in real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just allowing people to be able to fractionally invest in real estate. That's a new thing in Uganda. You know, it's a bit established here in Nairobi, but in Uganda, it's novel yet.
Yes.
And then there's the EV business.
I was going to say, you must be forgetting one of your children.
Yes,
electric
that's
vehicles.
our newest. Yeah, I've always had a passion for electric mobility, and so working together with government, we are working in line with government policy to try and get ourselves away from fossil fuels in terms of propulsion.
Yeah.
And so, but we're not thinking on the manufacturing side. You know, that's being done by the government in Uganda.
That's right.
But we're thinking more on the infrastructure side. How do we create charging infrastructure to allow for easy transition to electric mobility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So putting up chargers in specific places, working with bus companies,
Yeah.
so to make sure that we are extending the range
I love it.
in which electric mobility cars can move around,
Yeah.
both two-wheelers and four-wheelers.
So, I mean, basically, he's figuring out, because basically,
Yeah.
it's like you go to a petrol station, you stop for 5 minutes and fill up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with E, it's going to be different.
It's different.
You're plugging in your...
You're plugging in your car for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and
so
so you're
even
not
the
going to
petrol station has to shift.
the petrol station model is no longer going to work on the side of the road. Now, the infrastructure for charging vehicles is now in malls where people park for longer times, restaurants where they park for longer times, office buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, think about office buildings. You park a car there, it is stationary for 8 hours,
For 8 hours, yeah.
and then you leave in the evening. So maximizing those static moments of vehicles,
Yeah.
and then building infrastructure in these places that can allow for that.
This is all in Africa. I mean,
Yes,
this is all happening.
Feel proud about the continent. eh?
Absolutely,
And there are some
absolutely.
amazing things
Yeah.
happening.
I love it.
Yeah, so someone has to figure that out because the cars are now starting to come. We can't start figuring it out when the cars are here.
I mean, the buses are here.
The buses are here, yes, in Nairobi, and in Uganda we have actually a company that manufactures these buses. The government manufactures them. One of the most most state-of-the-art e-mobility factories in the world, in Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, Kira Motors.
Yes, Kira Motors.
And so
That's
it's
government owned, huh?
It's government owned. They developed over the last 12 years, and it's churning out buses, 11 buses a day.
Amazing.
And so,
So,
yeah.
so now that's just a business side. Mino, you're married to
Yeah.
this amazing engineer called Rachel,
So Rachel, yes.
who's also a pastor at the church as well.
Yes.
But also you have 3 children with her,
Yeah.
and then you run a church, which
Yes.
actually is not just a church; it's a cluster of churches.
Yes,
So you're
so-
apart from your church, you're responsible for other churches
Yeah,
as well.
so we lead Worship Harvest Chitukutwe, which is one of the churches in the Worship Harvest movement. And then I also lead what I call a cluster of churches, which is about four other churches which
Yeah.
are part of that cluster around. And so, yeah, I'm a cluster leader.
Oh, nice.
So are you getting tired just listening to what I said? It's like how many lifetimes do you need to be
Yeah.
able to get this stuff to happen? I mean, it's like, and each of this is thriving, each of this is growing. You're solving problems. You're not neglecting them.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do this? And I think
Opening
it's
new markets.
like opening new markets. You're thinking about that. You're doing conferences and going abroad. Let's talk about business systems.
Yes.
'Cause that's what we want to talk about today. Because what I think you told us in one of the earlier episodes is without systems,
You're-
it ain't going to happen.
That's going to happen, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you even begin to become aware of the importance?
Yeah, and the lack of systems always sticks out like a sore thumb. When you don't have a systems is when you're getting all the phone calls. You're the one responsible for leading new markets. You're the one responsible for getting new business ideas. You're the one responsible for getting new customers. When you find that you're the one doing all these things, then you're lacking a system.
Yeah.
Yes, and again, because we're part, at least we're part of.
So that
churches.
guy who's always walking out of church with a
Yeah.
phone
Yeah.
or out of the family gathering holding the phone.
Turn off your phone, you don't have systems. And so, we all get there. And at any journey of a business, you all get there and you find that actually I'm busy.
Right.
That statement becomes your third word in the statement, I'm busy.
Yeah.
But then if you ask yourself, is God busy? You know what I mean? He built the universe, which is as in infinitely bigger than a business.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's not there checking whether the sun is rising. He's not there checking whether the germination is happening.
Because he
whether-
has a system.
No, he's there. He built it in the Garden of Eden, and he built systems. And so because we're part of wonderful churches that teach us systems from biblical principles, then you'll understand that God is a system thinker. God, in the way He created the earth, He created systems.
Yes.
He created the system of seed time and harvest that ensured that you have the Garden of Eden that covers the earth. And when He gives man the instruction to fill the earth, subdue and have dominion, He's just saying, expand my systems. I've shown you how.
Spread what I've done.
Wow.
And so, again, going back to the basics of the word, you then understand you have to think systems. And so one of the ways in which, when we started to think about this is through School of Practical Business, but then also understanding that you need to have a predictable pattern through which things happen.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation earlier with Pastor M, and I was saying, one of the things I look doing in my pastime, yes, sometimes I have pastime, is to
You
watch.
actually do have pastime.
I wouldn't call it pastime, but it's now intentional times.
Yes,
I watch
yes.
documentaries on YouTube about car assembly. Very boring videos. They have no soundtrack. It's just machines, moving, and they are hours long. And you'd wonder what's happening. But then I find it fascinating. And like, for example, if you take any car, let's say a Mercedes-Benz, one of the at the pinnacle of human engineering, and they churn out hundreds of thousands of Mercedes-Benzes that perform on the Autobahn when you're driving it at 260 kph flawlessly, and you don't feel anything. But then you go and realize, you look at the people assembling the car, and none of them has a degree. Some of them are college dropouts. So how do you trust college dropouts to put together a marvel of engineering to perform consistently for 20 years? In East Africa, we buy cars secondhand, mostly.
Yes.
So if you're buying a car that has done 10 years, 15 years on the road, somewhere else, but you drive it as though it is new.
Yeah.
You're not thinking that this part could fall off. You're not thinking,
at all.
How do you build a car that it can go to multiple markets and perform so well?
Yeah. So many years later.
With people who are not qualified to do it.
Wow.
And the answer is systems. A system allows novices to perform like professionals consistently.
Wow. And that for me unlocks a whole conversation.
Yes.
Where many times we're saying, I need to get a certain kind of person.
Yeah.
I need to get somebody from this particular school.
I need these qualifications.
And many times the hope is that we won't do any work.
Yeah.
And one of the stories I think for me that really brings this home is seeing how McDonald's has students in college.
Yes.
And they come, the system is there. The guy doesn't have to think how long it takes for fries to become ready.
Do they look ready?
So you have to check them many times. And so that's really a shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thinking systems, systems what allow you to scale, systems allow you to scale excellence.
Okay.
Understand? Because excellence, you know, like this guy has to be super qualified, he has to have super intelligence, he has to have super experience to do something excellently. But a system allows you to scale that, because rather without scaling the person.
Without hiring an
engineer,
professional.
A system allows you to scale excellence.
Wow.
And so, then we realize that if I'm to grow a business, if my business is to grow beyond me, and start affecting my community, and start affecting my nation and nations and generations, I'll need to build systems.
So I'm hearing you say some of the benefits of having systems. Number one, my business can outgrow me.
Yes.
But I've also heard you talk about the fact that then I don't have to, I think CJ mentioned, I don't have to hire expensive experts for my business.
That's right.
Yes.
I can actually hire anyone, because many times I'm looking for the qualified people.
Yes.
But I can actually create a system where even an unqualified person comes and it's like, press here at this time.
Yes.
And the product is flawless.
Exactly.
So it saves me from that thing of having to look for expensive stars for my business.
Exactly.
But I hear something else there, Pastor Noah. Continuity. If this guy does not show up for various reasons, life happens, they got a better job, tomorrow, anyone can check into that space
from day zero.
Pick up.
Yes, one of the things that we try to do in our organization, because we're a tech business, so we try to create the onboarding process as seamlessly, because our gold standard was, if we get a new hire, all we are giving them is the password to their email address. If I give you your password to your
Once
email
you've
address,
passed the interview, I just give you
orientation. It should be, I give you the password to your email address, and you have the resources, the workflow, everything to get you onboarded and working as soon as possible.
System gets you onboarded.
The system gets you. So you log on, you have your email ready. You log on, you have your training manuals ready. You log on, you have the processes ready. Simple as that. So that allows you to get this whole 1 week long, 2 week long orientation process into a single thing. Remember I talked about in one of the previous episodes about how we have trainings on Thursdays.
Yes.
So we have all those trainings recorded on Zoom or on Teams. Then the new person just logs on and then it's categorized. These days with AI, you can even search by conversation.
Yes.
And so you can find out, you can get trained on anything that you need to know in the company. Our knowledge base is also online. You can now understand how this product works. How do you sell this product? So again, by systemizing anything. But to get to that understanding, again, we needed to understand we need systems.
Yeah.
And so one of the things, hacks we found is just ask yourself questions.
Yeah.
Like a simple question is, how do you get customers? Yeah, it's like if you ask yourself that, how do you get customers? Now they come walking through the door. How do they walk in through that door?
Yes.
What makes them walking through that door?
They're passing by and the colors look nice.
And you see, so when you keep digging further, then what? Then what? Then what? It's Simon Sinek who asks, then why? If you keep asking yourself these questions, you're going to find out there's actually some intentionality needed to attract someone from where they're going to bring them to your door.
That's right.
And so once you understand that these are the factors that get the customer to your door, how do you make them predictable? How do you make them predictable? It's like, how do you make sure that the customer like this, the persona like this, the avatar like this, I can attract 100 of them?
Yeah.
Because if I can attract one, I should find 100 more like him. And so the answer to that is a system.
So it's basically what you're describing is what they call a customer journey.
A customer.
It's like I'm mapping my customer journey from how they discover my product to how they actually end up purchasing the product.
Exactly. Yeah. And that cannot be guesswork.
No.
Because that's the reason why you're in the marketplace.
So let's make this really practical, because I mean it can sound very, very high up there.
Yeah.
Let's think of that small business person who's thinking systems. I mean, we're just beginning. Like, how do you even start thinking about systems? Everything relies on me at this point of necessity. Like, how do you start? Yeah, maybe give us a few practical examples of systems that you have in your business.
Okay, I'd just give an example of, for example, our onboarding system.
Yeah.
Just making sure that, and when a new hire comes in, it's seamless. But then another example maybe could be like our customer journey, our customer systems. How does a customer know your business? So what we do is that we work in a way in which we are able to predict the need. So that's the marketing part of things. And so, like I said, we are in the emerging technologies business. And so many companies do not know some of the challenges that they have can be solved with these new technologies. So getting this information to them, that has to be deliberate. And then, you're getting out there, that's your business development. And so once you have convinced them that, look, this technology is going to solve your problem, then it now leads to another step, which converts them from being a lead to a qualified lead where they have expressed need. They're like, I want your solution. Then now you're discussing contract terms or onboarding terms. Then from a qualified lead to a prospect, you're in the process of engaging. Then you have a contract. Then you lead, then that process then leads you to the internal team, which takes a contract, makes it a project internally, assigns the project resources and starts moving along the project pipeline until it's delivered. So that would look like our entire customer journey. How do you handhold your customer from not knowing about you to you have delivered a final product? And so that's a typical customer system. So for example, I'll give you one of the systems we developed in Uganda was a system that does the registry for SIM cards. It was built on a blockchain technology that we did. And the problem we are solving is a problem the customer had is many fake SIM cards. And because SIM cards are the primary device for mobile money, you can imagine how much fraud was happening because you could clone SIM cards. So they needed a technology that was resistant to cloning. And that's where, blockchain technology shines. And so because of that, we knew this was coming. So started having conversations with them. It's like, have you tried this? We can do a pilot. So we did a pilot with them. They appreciated it. In fact, it over-delivered. And I'm like, we want you to scale this a lot. And so we moved from a lead to a qualified lead to a prospect to a contract. That's the customer journey. Then from the contract, you're saying, okay, now, how do we deliver this? And in 2 years, we are able to deliver it. And then the number of SIM card fraud has dropped, not to zero, but then it significantly watered out many of those fakely registered SIM cards. So that's like a practical example. So your business can look differently. Consulting, it's different. How the needs are expressed are different. Sometimes needs are expressed through conferences. So you find people come up with a conference, invite all their potential customers into the room, describe what they want to do, and then the customer pinpoints the exact thing that they want. And then from there, you now target them. And it's like, okay, from all these people, you need this, you need this, you need this. Another industry we are in our Internet of Things business is understanding things are moving smart.
Yes.
Our water utilities, our electricity utilities have a lot of wastage, and they don't know points at which faults happen. They don't know where there's a lot of leakage. And so you can deploy Internet of Things solutions, but bring them to this awareness instantaneously. So you bring this information to them. Then they're like, oh, let's do a pilot. Then as one of the episodes talk about, you then bring a value proposition that's too hard to ignore. It's like, I'll deploy this at my cost, but then pay me a small amount of money from the savings that you make. And so, so in a nutshell, that's exactly how you use it.
Basically, the way I'm understanding it is you are breaking every process in your business
Exactly.
into everything that you do in your business into a process.
Into a process,
Which is easy for anyone to follow.
Exactly.
It's interesting because one guy who speaks about this is a guy who wrote the book E-Myth.
E-Myth, yes.
Michael Garber.
Michael Garber.
So he talks a lot about systems. And one person who I've seen really becoming an expert at systems is my wife, Carol, who runs most of our businesses. And just, I'm just dovetailing with what you said because we're the media business.
Yeah.
And you'd imagine media, and at that time we're doing a lot of weddings, like shoots, video shoots.
Yeah.
And you'd imagine that's such a personalized thing. Every shoot is different.
Yeah.
But I remember she documented it from the point the customer walks into the office. So that when the marketing person came in, it's like, here's how you greet them. Here's what you offer them.
Yes.
Here's where they sit.
Yeah.
Here's what you ask them. Here's what you present to them.
Yes.
Here's how you explain the value of the different packages.
Exactly.
Here's how you sign them up. Then it moved on to here's how you assign a team, a crew that will shoot their wedding once they've done. Here's how you collect their deposit.
Yes.
So it was like every process was documented so that if any receptionist came in, within an hour, it's running like they've always been there.
Yes.
And then she went further and even began to train the crews. Here's how you show up. This is the time you show up at the company. This is how you show up. This is how you dress.
Yes.
This is how you pick up the equipment.
Yes.
This is how when you arrive, this is the first thing you do when you arrive.
Yes.
This is the first shot you ask for.
Yes.
And she basically broke down the wedding into, you have to get these shots.
Yeah.
So that they basically just went ticking a sheet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you got the shot of the bride's makeup? All right, get that.
Yeah.
Have you got the shot of the bride walking downstairs to meet her parents?
Exactly.
Get this. So it was just basically, so the crazy thing is, once it was edited, you would think that you watch 3 of them and you can't actually tell it's the same thing.
Yes.
Because the music is different. There was even a place where each bride chose the music they liked. But what people didn't understand, it was a system.
It's a system.
And how you knew it worked is, I remember they could actually do 30 weddings in 1 month.
Wow.
And all of them would actually be shot, edited, paid for, without Carol being in the office.
Wow.
Actually, she would be on vacation. In fact, that was because December is when we take our family vacation, our busiest month. So I think what you're saying is, I'm just using that to just show somebody who might be thinking, okay, this is IT. Maybe it only works in IT.
Yeah.
You can sell meat. You can sell bread with a system.
All with a
With system.
Yeah, the
Yes.
system works for everybody.
And then, sure,
there's
go on.
something I've heard you say, Pastor Noah, that has caught my attention. More than twice, just since we started this session, you've mentioned predicting.
Yes.
And I was curious whether that is a factor of having the system, or that is something that it's just you.
And actually that allows me to, the point that just came when Pastor M was talking about, you can harness systems so well. I mean, think about weather. It's arguably one of the things that you can't predict.
Yeah.
But yet there are people who are able to predict weather.
Yeah.
You look at your weather app and it takes you to a relative accuracy of about 80% what the weather is going to be. How do you predict something that's unpredictable?
I can actually share. We had a huge event some time back. It was going to cost a lot of money. It had to happen on a particular day. We'd booked it a year before in the afternoon for 3 hours.
Yes.
And these were CEOs from across different parts of the continent.
Yes.
For the first time, I realized you can actually know exactly and be ready for the weather and how it's going to be. I was like, what?
And the reason weather, because my Internet of Things company, we deploy micro weather stations. around the country, around areas. And we do it for events. Many people rely on them because it gives you micro weather. Forget climate, which involves the whole area. I can tell you the climate that's going to be in Westlands over historical data from Westlands.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that comes in handy because you're collecting data, you're measuring, and so you have a system that works so well that you can now determine what the output will be based on the input.
Right.
You cannot do that if you don't have a system.
Okay.
So if you can predict the output by the input, then you have a system.
So let's talk about then. So for instance, okay, I'm hearing this, I'm convinced I need systems. I'm running a photography business.
Yes.
I'm running a shoe trading business. I sell shoes to people. I can see I need a system because I don't get vacations.
Yes.
When I don't work, I don't eat. I can't scale. I can see all the problems. As I'm listening to this program, I can see all the problems you're discussing, and they're me.
Yeah.
So now I want a system. Huh?
Yes.
How do I go about starting to implement? So are there some basic systems everybody should start with?
Yes.
And how do you go about starting those systems?
Yes. So the basic systems are the easiest to start with because just ask yourself questions. We talked about how the money flows through your business. That should be the first system you address.
Because the idea of the business is to
The idea of the business is to make money.
Yeah.
And so a money system determines, it's like a piping system. You can't build a house without a piping system. It's like, we'll figure it out when we put the tank. No. You predetermine when on by plan.
Yeah.
That the money is going to flow like this.
Yeah.
So your money system, we talked about that when we were talking about management.
That's right.
System management.
Yeah.
And so the percentages is the system. So you start by dealing with your money.
So what we were discussing when we were discussing financial systems, that was actually a system.
It is a system.
So being able to figure before it comes in, we always tithe,
Exactly.
we always save, we
Exactly.
always, and these are the percentages.
Giving
That already
direction.
is a system that you can institute.
Giving money direction before it comes. And so that's one system. You see, like the human body, when God created us, He created us as a collection of systems. Your circulatory system, your nervous system, your digestive system.
That's right.
All those systems are working together for purposes. So the same way your business needs those systems. So you need your money management system. You need a people system.
People are the people who work for you.
The people who work for you. How do they come in? How do you keep them? What are those systems?
Yeah.
Then you have how do you get your marketing and sales system? How do you attract customers? How do you keep customers? And you start talking about those complex words you hear, like lifetime value of a customer,
Right.
then you customer acquisition costs, same things like that. All of those are because you're thinking that I'm not going to throw it to chance for a customer to find me. The way sometimes we run businesses, you have these things in your head, but it's actually chance. Or on the other end of the spectrum, you're so intentional, you're a superstar, but you're the only one.
You're the only one who's a
You're the
superstar.
founder.
Yeah.
I know where to get my customers. I go for golf here. 3, 4
get customers.
I'll always get that. But then that business
It's not sustainable.
No one else can do
Because
it.
if you fall sick, nobody else can.
Nobody else can do it. And so a system gets that
It's
information.
creating that system.
Yeah,
What is it that makes a customer like me?
exactly.
So I write that down. Then I now look for people who can help me do
And
this.
then because we talked about discipleship, you have a group of people you're walking down this journey with. So all these conversations are connected. Your system is also discipleship is a system.
Yes.
Discipleship is a
How
system.
you're raising people.
That's how Jesus took 12 people and made them a billion today.
Teachers. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. And so one practical things you can do is ask yourself, what are the systems in my industry? How do customers come? When you ask these simple questions, how do I bank money? You'll be shocked that that's not as obvious as people think. How do I bank money? Do I work with the money in my pocket? Do I send them M-Pesa? Do I do a bank transfer? How do customers pay me? Or I keep asking people, like, industries like the supermarket, what industry are they in? They're in the cash collection business because they don't care what they sell as long as you leave cash in the till.
So wait. So you know what business you're in.
Yeah, knowing what business you're in.
Because so what's the danger when a supermarket doesn't know it's
When a supermarket doesn't know what business it is in, it will put 2 tills. It will put the fridges at the front. It will put the critic. It will not care which aisles are the most busy because they don't know what business they're in. You optimize to collect cash. That's why a good supermarket has so many tills
Deals.
that is
Like a man.
and multiple.
that is so not like the supermarket. I go to.
That's what
I mean, dude,
saying.
at times I'm like, I don't have time to wait here.
Wait, you.
But you're saying a supermarket's job is not to sell products; it's to collect cash.
Yeah, because they don't care what product they sell.
So basically, they should make it as easy as possible. The system should be the first system they should be worrying about is how do I get that customer to relieve their cash.
Exactly. And I've been
So I need to have then even how you pay.
even how you pay. Like I'm sure you've been to supermarkets where there's self-checkout.
Yes.
Many tills. I've been to supermarkets where there are more self-checkout tills than manned tills.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you
Because
go there.
they know their job is to get
your
as
job is to
many
get
people through.
as many people through.
There's some that
One
seem
is-
to want to keep us they want to see, does that line have 10 people? Ah, good job. It's
But
like
see,
as
the
many people as long as many
long as-
queues as there are, then we're doing a good job.
Then you don't understand. So you have to have a system that helps you understand what business you're in. A bank is not in the money business. A bank is in the trust business. You understand that the product you're selling is trust.
Wow.
Yes. And so then your system you start looking at colors. Have you ever wondered why most banks have blue? It's because blue is a color that instills trust. So then you find that there are so many systems. Your branding is a system.
Yeah.
How do your customers feel when they interact with your brand? What emotions are triggered in them when they interact with your brand?
Yeah.
It is predictable, the word you used. You don't leave anything to chance. You narrow everything down. So like, again, when God created the earth, he didn't leave anything to chance. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
No. He knew when you put a seed in the ground, you will get a tree.
It will come out of a tree. And the tree will have
And the
other
tree will
seeds.
have other seeds
seeds.
that make sure that you continuously have seeds and trees and fruit.
And we like to say God created and he never had to create again.
He never had to create again. In fact, he created creators.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to do.
That's his sustainability plan. It's like in the Garden of Eden, he knew he needed iPhones.
Yeah.
In the Garden of Eden, he knew he needed EVs. So what did he do? He created man with his creative power.
Wow.
And so man can look at the ground, come up with lithium and make a battery.
Wow.
Man can look at the sun, come up with solar panels and harness the energy.
Look at that.
So he created creators. So even him, in creating man, let us make him like us, was his system of ensuring that creation continues without him.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the young business.
Yes.
And many times we start the business.
Yes.
And the question I have, maybe that many other business people are having, is when is the right time to put systems in place? And I know it sounds like an obvious question.
Yes.
Because sometimes you're like, when we think systems, we're already thinking, how much time is that and the business hasn't even started making money? How many things are those I'm investing in? So when's the right time to put systems in your business?
I think now, because again, we get caught up as founders in trying to solve the problem, trying to capture the business, and forget that the easiest time to create a system is before you start. It gets harder every single day you're not creating it.
Back to that money conversation.
Yes.
Of plan for it.
Plan for it
you
before
start,
it comes.
Before it
By the time money comes into your account, it's too late to plan for it. It is going to respond to the emergencies. It's going to respond to every emotion that's around you.
By the time, which if we translate to this situation, by the time the customers are coming,
By the time the customers
don't have a business,
don't have
it's
a
too
system.
late.
Yeah. So a system is as important as a product.
Wow.
Yeah, because remember, systems are people and processes.
Yeah.
And in a previous conversation, I said that people are so important to your business. They are more important than the product you sell.
The people helping you sell the
The
product.
people are more important than the product because the product will change.
That's true.
The people.
But the people, if you lead them well, they will help you respond to customer needs because customer needs will change.
Yeah, because I was just about to say
At
that.
some point,
It
we needed
changes.
Kodak films.
Yeah.
And we needed to take, rolls of films to developers to come up with
dark room.
pictures. Now that process has been shrunk to 3 milliseconds on your phone.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So if you're Kodak and you're focusing on that product, guess what will happen? You become obsolete.
So focus on your people.
Yes. Focus on the people
and its processes.
and its processes.
Yeah.
And like you will evolve. Toyota started by making wigs,
Wigs like hair wigs.
hair wigs.
Okay. Toyota.
And the market evolved.
Yeah.
And now they are making cars. Now they're making EVs. Who knows what they're going to make next?
So people.
Samsung started by making noodles. You understand? So when you focus on your people, you never know who your next hire will have the brilliant idea that will open up a new market. Because I teach business systems in School of Practical Business, one of the things I keep telling them is a company called Coring which everyone in this room has, but you don't know. Coring started out as a cookware company. Cookware. And their pivot, their unique value proposition is that they could make cookware out of glass. So fancy, nice, high-end cookware, glass. You put your pan on a glass top and it heats up, cooks nice.
For those that may be wondering what cookware is, sufurias. Something to cook your food.
And then, because they had an internal team, one of the people in the team, they were having a vision casting, and they're like, look, we can't make saucepans forever.
Yeah.
What is the next big thing? And that helps, visionary leadership helps in that. And so one of the members of the team says, like, there's this budding new industry that's coming up. I think we are well positioned to capture from that industry.
Yeah.
And then the elector is like, hey, let's give him a chance and see. This young man was given a room to prototype, and he came up with a product and sold it to that industry, and it sold like wildfire. So much so that industry changed the entire business's model from cooking cookware to that industry. Do you know what that industry is? The smartphone industry.
Oh.
Think about it. Your mastery in making very hard glass for cooking. Your industry is to make very hard glass for cooking that lasts long.
Yeah.
When you see a smartphone industry whose biggest real estate is glass, and needs to be as hard as possible, someone put 2 and 2 together. These people are going to need very hard glass.
Very hard glass.
And so Coring is the one that makes Gorilla Glass.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
The screen protector.
That's a great story.
So you understand. So systems allow you to be able to foresee that. That's what I'm saying. People are more important than products. Because if they focus on the products, like, I know we are cooking money, they'll be out of business now. But now they are riding on the fastest growing industry.
Yeah.
Why? Because they allowed a person
Thank you.
to explore their
I love it.
So your
systems.
people systems is important.
Systems. Guys, we need systems. Because systems is the only way you'll be able to go on vacation.
Yeah.
And live your business.
Yes.
And to still be prosperous, profitable.
Right.
Systems is the only way you'll have continuity. That after you're gone, this thing will continue to do it. Your children will be able to inherit it. It will continue to do better.
Yeah.
Systems is the only way you'll be able to adapt and pivot when the situation changes.
Yes.
Because if you have the right systems, your company doesn't collapse when COVID comes. You actually just become better in the process.
Yeah.
Like systems is everything.
And even to predict where
Systems will help you predict where things are going.
Yes.
Systems is, you need systems. Whether you're just a startup, whether you've been an established business for a long time, without systems, you are doomed to fail. You cannot be a fearless business.
I dare say even in idea stage.
Exactly.
You're still brewing the idea.
Exactly.
Think
Start
of the
thinking
systems.
through what are the systems going to be. Hey, listen, I want to challenge you this week. Go into your company and just figure out what are some of the basic systems I can start to implement. And we've talked about the finance system. If you haven't implemented that, I hope you implemented that last week. If you haven't implemented finance, start with that one. But if you have, then maybe begin to ask questions about what's the next system. Is it people? Is it marketing? Is it customers? What system do I need to put into place? And the whole idea of the system, the way at least I'm understanding it, is create a way that this thing can be done without you in the room.
That's right.
If it can be done the same way without you in the room, even better when you're not there, then you have a system. If it can't be done without you, then you need to get help, but get a system. I mean, we talked about the book E-Myth.
Yes.
Is that a book you could recommend people?
Oh, yes. E-Myth Revisited.
E-Myth Revisited.
Michael Garber.
Michael Garber. You can find that book, read that. It's a book that changed my life. I know it's many people who think systems, that's one of those basic textbooks.
Yes.
And I really want to recommend it to every fearless business owner.
I mean, Faith-Driven Entrepreneur is also one of the programs that we have that is a flagship for the Fearless Business School. And really the conversation there is around how do we run our business in a manner that you are putting in place the right systems. Because the people featured, the businesses featured, there are huge businesses with huge systems. And you can hear the story here from Pastor Noah, that systems are allowing him to be here with us.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We love it.
Having him here has just been amazing. And I don't know what questions you're having. Put them in the chat. Put them on our WhatsApp number. Share with us how this is impacting you, how this is transforming the way you're thinking and the way you're running your business. And we want to engage with you and have some conversations about, as we continue to do this, those conversations that will move your business into the next space. Remember to share this with your friends, invite them into this space, have conversations with your team members, and let them know that we are taking a different approach towards doing business. Pastor M, I think it's a time we can
pray,
prayer.
you know, and guys, I mean, systems. I pray that God will give you wisdom to have systems in everything you do. In your ministry, you need systems. In your business, I dare say, even in your family, you need systems. Some of us really struggle in family spaces because we don't have systems for even the basic things in our homes. And I believe that as you begin to understand systems, this will be just one of those revolutionary things that will make our lives a lot easier. Hey, listen, if you caught something in this show, one of the things I'm hoping you understood is God made you, and he made you an amazing system. You know, he's given you all these systems within you, including his creativity, made you in his image.
Yeah.
Not so that you can live your own life, but that you can be part of this bigger thing he's called you to. And if you've never given your life to Jesus, this is the most important thing. I don't even know if there's anything else we can teach you in this show that is as important as that. To know your purpose, you need to know your purpose giver. And if you're here, you've never given your life to Jesus, I think that's the most important thing I can pray for right now. I'd like to invite you into saying this prayer with me. And it's not a prayer to a pastor, it's a prayer to your Father, asking him into your life to come in and help you be that person he created you to be. So if you're ready, please pray this with me. Dear Jesus, I come to you to give you my life today. Forgive my sins, fill me with your Holy Spirit, and make me a child of God. From today, I choose to follow you. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Hey, listen, if you pray that, that's the best prayer you'll ever pray. It's the beginning of a life of purpose and influence. And please let us know. Use the information on the screen. Shoot us an email, shoot us a text. Let us know. We'd love to connect with you, help you take some next steps. Guys, systems. Let's be people who are known for our systems.
Wow. Well, this has been Fearless Business, and we are challenging you to go forth and be fearless. See you next time.